Why did God call the Pharisees a brood of vipers? The word vipers in the Greek comes from a word called echidna, and it means a treacherous person. This was due to the Pharisees' venomous desires to reverse what was true. And when you look at the characteristics and behavioral patterns of a viper snake, you will begin to even understand in detail why he used that term when calling out the Pharisees. Vipers are venomous, poisoning whatever they bite. And the Pharisees were much the same. Anytime they would come in contact with people when truth was being received, they would put a little bit of poison into it so that there was doubt. And as long as there's doubt, it keeps people from really embracing the truth. A viper's venom messes with the blood. The work of a lot of Pharisees turns it into legalism and thinking, what can I do to earn heaven or earn the way? Completely voiding the work of the blood. Now, the amount of venom that a snake uses in their bite is really up to the snake and how defensive they feel. If a viper feels very threatened, they will release all of their poison and toxicities. However, this reminds you of baby vipers. Baby vipers have not matured enough to know what is threatening or non-threatening. So a lot of times when someone is bitten by a baby viper, they release everything. Pharisees are very immature, not only in the faith, but sometimes in general. And so anything that challenges that immaturity, like truth, it will cause that defense mechanism to be full force, and they will release all the toxicity that they can give to you in that moment. Vipers are also nocturnal, and they love to ambush people at night. And it made me think of Pharisees did much the same. Even when we see stories in the Bible, they were always meeting in dark places, in quiet rooms, and they were looking for ways to ambush and catch Jesus off guard. In fact, that's exactly what they did in the Garden of Gethsemane. When they bite you, even if they don't release their full toxicity, this will cause paralysis. But if you try to flee from them, they will in turn try to track you down when you are fully paralyzed to finish you off. Pharisees are much the same. They weren't pacified with debunking Jesus or trying to make people question Jesus. They wanted his life. They were actively seeking. Did you know that vipers also have an insufficient digestive system? The Pharisees knew all about Jesus, but couldn't recognize Jesus when they were standing face to face with him and the words he was speaking. They simply could not digest his words and his truth. Essentially, like vipers, God is warning us how dangerous Pharisees are, not only to the gospel being spread, but also to our health. There are times when Jesus confronted them with boldness, and there are times when Jesus retreated and got away from a Pharisee. And you can only know what to do through prayer and discernment.